Welcome, welcome, welcome. And for those of you all who are new to our channel, welcome. We are the Sammy, Nicole, and Fifi Show. And we are a dynamic, the only dynamic, you can scoot up some a little bit, beautiful mother-daughter duo here on YouTube. And on our channel, we discuss all things love, life, relationships, and a little bit of pop culture from both the millennial perspective, myself, Sammy Nicole, and my beautiful mother, her perspective, Fifi, all right? So we're coming to you guys live and direct. If you guys like our content, you guys like our channel, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Please make sure you like the video. In the upper right hand corner, there are 3 dots. Please click on the 3 dots and hit the like button. If you're catching the replay, please make sure you hit the like button down below and make sure you hit subscribe if you're watching the replay. Also, we go live typically every Thursday and Saturday, 7 p.m.-ish, heavy on the ish, Eastern Standard Time. So if you like our channel, please please subscribe, click the notification bell so that way you stay in the loop with what's going on with us. And we hope that you join the dynamic family, gang, gang, gang. All right. We also hope that you become a member and buy a membership to our channel as well if you like us that much, if you feel so inclined to do so. It's very much so affordable. It's not no $4.99.99, none of that. But anyway, with that being said, just some disclaimers. Everything we're gonna say tonight is allegedly. Everything we're gonna say tonight is allegedly. Everything we're gonna say tonight is allegedly, okay? For the people in the back. Okay, and all individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Again, all individuals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Okay, boom. So tonight's show, we're gonna be switching it up. We showing y'all, well, we've already shown you that we have the receipts, the proof is in the pudding that we're not a one-trick pony. We talk about a variety of topics. Lately, we've been focusing on, Ernesto Williams, who is the estranged husband of Shirley Strawberry from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, and his special friend, homegirl, Sonia. But tonight we want to switch it up and we want to come to you guys live and direct and talk about the here in Atlanta, there was a story that occurred concerning a Metro Atlanta probate judge, by the name of Christina Peterson, who was accused of allegedly punching a cop after a physical altercation occurred at a local lounge / bar here in the Atlanta Buckhead area called the Red Martini. So we want to come live tonight and talk about that story. It's so many layers to it. So many lessons in life, really, that we can talk about. So that's what we focusing on tonight, y'all. So, let me see. Who is this person? Remove. Okay. Anyway, hey, how you doing, Cass? Hey. All right, so you want me to go ahead and get started? You want to share your opinions, or?
Well, I want to share my opinion. I want to say how I feel about the situation.
Okay, and just for context, if you click on our community tab, we did provide the video to the full 2-hour arrest from the Atlanta Police Department's body cam, so you can see the whole arrest. And then also, we also provided the link to Judge Peterson's interview with V103 as well. So y'all check that out in our community tab if you haven't already done so.
Okay.
And her press conference that she did with her attorney after her arrest.
Okay, so the video with the interview that she did with V103, I commented on that video, and I was just expressing how I felt about the whole situation. I watched all the videos. Now, this is my opinion, and this is how I feel about the whole situation. Is that I think she's a shero.
And expound. Why do you think she's a shero?
I said what I said, and don't come for me. I said that just because of the simple fact. Now, yes, she probably was out of control. Yes, she probably did some things that she shouldn't have did, but she went to the rescue of an African American woman, and we know that statistics show that African American women are the most unprotected women. That's facts, y'all.
Uh-oh, you getting it started early.
That's facts. I'm speaking facts. I'm not going off of what I think, my emotions. We know that to be true. Okay? That has been proven to be true. So just for the simple fact that this judge was out there, she said she was at her friend's birthday party. She don't even go to places like that. That's not what she does. That's not, that's not her jam. But that particular night, she went on the behalf of her friend. They was in line to get some hot dogs, 2 o'clock in the morning, something she said they shouldn't have had. All of a sudden, she see this girl, getting combo punched by this man.
Big dude.
A big guy. She was like, oh, and she ran over there to help this young lady. Somebody
she was trying to grab this shirt. She said she knew she couldn't physically restrain him as he was punching the young lady. But she did grab the back of his shirt to try to at least pull him off the young lady because he was just irate. I mean, he was just a savage, a wild animal.
So that was her thing. She was just trying to protect this young lady. Okay, she was trying to help this young lady. Now, the young lady in one of the news conferences, the young lady explains what happened. She was in line to get food. This guy and his girlfriend, they had a change of words. She got aggressive. They got into it. The young lady that was getting punched and the guy that punched her, his girlfriend got into it with the young lady. I don't know what happened, but why he felt like he had to attack the young lady the way that he did. But this judge said no. And remind you, it was security out there, and it was other males that were out there that did not come to the aid of this woman. Now, I know, like I said, I know that she was out there doing some things. Hey, trolls, y'all come on in, hit the like button, okay? Come on in and hit it. I know that she probably shouldn't have reacted the way she did. I know she probably shouldn't have did what she did to the police officer and all of that. But to me, that supersedes the fact that she stood in the gap for a black woman that was getting beat down by a black male. And nobody came to the aid of this woman.
Mm-mm.
Nobody.
They said they ain't getting involved.
Nobody. And that infuriates me. That nobody comes to our rescue. We can get beat down in the streets of Atlanta, Georgia, and people will stand around and pull out their phones and record it. You all, black men, you all have sisters, mothers, aunties. You all have women in your lives that someday they may need somebody to come to their rescue. So just for the simple fact that nobody came and this woman came to the aid of this other woman, she good with me.
Little petite thing. She had to be, she about our height, if not shorter.
And I know they say she got a history of this and that, but the history comes from Douglasville, Georgia. Douglas County.
Yeah.
Douglas. And so let me talk about that. I've been in Georgia for over 30 years, almost 40 years, okay? I know the history of Douglasville, okay? I used to work with women whose husbands served on the police force and the sheriff county. I know how they think. I know what they do allegedly. This is all allegedly. Everything I say is what?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So I know the culture out there. So the way she said she was being set up, that's not too far-fetched, the things that she was going through while she was sitting on the bench out there in Douglasville, okay? I know she probably had some things going on. She shouldn't have did this. She shouldn't have did that. But at the end of the day, that woman came to the aid of another black woman. She's a shero to me. And that's just how I feel about it.
All right. So here this woman is. She's celebrating her friend's birthday. It's a group of them. They're all going out. They decide to go to the Red Martini on a Thursday night. Mm-hmm. Okay. They're having a good time. They decide, you know what? Let's go outside of the building, the Red Martini, and let's go to the food truck and get a hot dog at 3 o'clock in the morning. And while she's standing in line waiting for her hot dog, she see another young lady get into it with the man. But according to the young lady who was attacked by the gentleman, she was standing in line, and I guess she accidentally bumped into the female companion of the guy, and I guess they exchanged some words, and then the guy got involved, and they start getting into it. And then that's when he started punching the girl. And it was a bunch of men around watching him punch her. Nobody got in the middle of it. You know what they did instead? They grabbed the young lady to try to calm her down. But none of the men thought, let's grab this man and try to calm him down, who's twice her size.
So they lit me up over on the comments over there, up under the V103 interview that she did. I commented up under the post. And you know what somebody said? Not me. You know what a black male said? Not me. I'm not endangering my life for y'all. One said, that's not true. That's false. It is true. It's statistics.
It is true. We got the receipts. It's true.
We are the most unprotected. The most. So the simple fact that that judge, the honorable judge, because she's still honorable to me, and I stand 10 toes down what I'm saying. That woman went and helped her. And in the news conference, that young lady, I was black. She had a fracture this, a broke that. They said that man was combo punching her like she was another man.
I saw the video. He hit her with that boom, 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 boom. I saw the video.
And nobody stood in the gap for this woman.
So let's unpack that more, because
somebody say sisters don't do anything wrong. We got to be held accountable. What justify us getting punched and beat down in the streets of Atlanta? Tell me. Now, I don't condone no woman getting up in no man's face.
No.
Because we know that we don't have the physical power to fight a man.
Right.
Now, we may pop off at the mouth, but at the end of the day, ladies, we don't have it, okay? So I don't condone that. But nothing justifies anybody putting their hand on you. Like the judge said, she know one thing for sure. That man did not have the right to put his hand on that woman like that.
No, he didn't.
No, he did not.
He didn't.
And y'all hit the like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel.
While you at it in these comments.
Okay?
Okay.
I said what I said.
But and then here's another thing. Okay, obviously they exchange words, but does that warrant him putting his hands on her? That's if you having words with somebody and it's staying at words and it's not getting physical. Why are you then as a man trying to escalate it and put your hands on her?
Right.
That she didn't put her hands on him. She may have went back and forth. She went back and forth with his female companion. They were going back and forth. But as a man, what he could have did was he could have got his female companion and said, He could have got in the middle and said, no, we ain't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Back up.
Mm-hmm.
He could have said that, but he didn't have to punch her.
Mm-mm.
That was unnecessary.
And to continue, that was out of anger. That's savage, y'all. That's
savage. It's savage. It's barbaric. Yes.
That man does not have any control over his emotions.
No.
There's something wrong with him.
And he's a danger to society.
Yes.
He's a danger.
And he got away. They say they from what I understand, he didn't get arrested.
Yeah. That's a danger. And again, women should not put their hands on men. We know that.
We don't condone
that.
that.
We take accountability for that. But for all those men to just sit back and nobody grab him and say, hey, bro, chill out. Ain't nobody saying you got to pull out a weapon and try to unalive him. But at least say, hey, bro, calm down and take him somewhere else.
Right.
You could have did that. You know what I mean? It didn't have to go as far as it did. Instead of you got dudes recording with their phone.
with their phone, and nobody helped that woman. And it just wasn't a punch, and that was it. It was a like, bah, 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 like he was fighting a dude. He was angry, and he was taking it out on her. Mm-hmm. So at some point, somebody had enough time after that third or fourth punch to pull him back. And the girl was not trying to fight him, y'all. She kept moving back. She kept trying, she kept moving back. Like, stop. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. We have got to do better as a people.
But I don't think we are. I don't think we are. We can have all these talks. We too busy arguing. You see the people in the comments, they talking about some where's the video? Women take accountability. We so busy going back and forth on social media. We ain't doing enough action. That's why it's not going to get better for us as a collective, because we rather talk and point the finger.
Until it's our mother or our sister or our auntie, then we want to get pow, 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 pow.
But here's the thing. We keep talking and pointing a finger at each other, but we're not doing anything physically to rectify the situation.
The link is on our community tab, Fortune. He see somebody saying, where's the video?
You need to go search for it. Take accountability if you want the information and go search for it. Search for it. Okay? But so, these are just trolls. These ain't real people.
She my shero, okay?
But that's what I'm saying. It's just, it's no respect for each other. We don't like each other. We really don't like each other.
Cass, don't worry about them, Cass. Let them stay there. You ain't got to let them stay there, Cass. Amaj, y'all ain't got to work hard. Let them stay there. They bring more people in. He talking about you a troll. He talking about I'm for real. Okay, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
But it's just disheartening. And watching that video, it's a reminder that you are on your own now.
Hey, cousin. My cousin was in here. Y'all made me forget to say hey to my cousin. Hey, cousin.
Yes. Okay. But anyway, okay, let's continue on. We got to stop getting distracted by these crazy people. Anyway, these others are not. I feel like, girl, we be getting these MGTOW dudes on here. But anyway, seeing that video, it is a stark reminder that in a lot of ways we are on our own. Now, I do know that not every man feels that way, so we are cognizant of that, but it is still, the fact remains the same that it's still disheartening, and it's unfortunate that there were so many men around and nobody stepped in and said, hey, bro, you tripping. Let's go over here and talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nobody.
And the young lady was getting into it with his female companion.
So why they couldn't rat-a-tat-tat?
But he inserted himself. It did seem like she was having some words with the female companion.
So if it would have been a man, do you think he would have combo punched the man?
If she would have had a man with her, it probably would have went differently.
It probably would have went different.
It would have went differently.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure. Because men like that aren't quick to run up on another man.
I think that's because men know that when they go to war with each other, it really can turn into a life or death situation. And I think that's why men think a little bit longer, and they consider the additional steps in the way it will play out a lot more than they do with women.
Yeah.
That's why. Because when two men are at it, it could be life or death for real.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think it's different. But I mean, kudos to the judge for having the courage, whether she was allegedly intoxicated or not. Mm-hmm. You know, for her to have the courage to try to help the young lady, I think that spoke volumes. And I think it's also how it's very sad how
yeah, mommy, what?
Oh, it's just a troll. Don't worry about it, mama. I just think it's super sad that nobody interjected.
Yeah,
I think it's unfortunate that the security guards held her back to try to calm her down, but nobody grabbed the man. And I think, honestly, they kind of just see a lot of the women, or just women in general in that environment, they don't think that they're worth the protection. A lot of people don't think let's just have a real conversation. A lot of people don't think we as black women are worthy of protection. They think we're loud, they think we're ignorant, they think we have bad attitudes, we ugly, we overweight, we're abusive, we're aggressive, we're masculine, we're all these horrible things. And so they view us as being unworthy. And all of those men that were standing out there, they probably like, I'm not helping this ghetto black B. I don't like these black women. They're not worthy. They're not feminine enough. They're not this. They're not that.
She shouldn't have been popping off. She should have shut the F up.
They don't see the value in us. And so when you
come from an African American woman,
right? But a lot of them don't like.
We are the mother of everything,
right? But a lot of them don't like themselves. A lot of them are frustrated with their own mothers for the way they're. A lot of them.
You said it.
A lot of them are coming from mothers that mistreated them. A lot of them are coming from mothers who were single mothers, and they're angry at their mothers for having them out of wedlock. They're angry at their mothers for
their daddies not being in their lives.
Yes, they're angry at their mothers for being emotionally unavailable. Maybe their mothers were mean to them because there was no man in the home, or maybe they're resentful of their mother because she always had to work. She never had time for them. So you have to understand, like, a lot, not all of them, but a good majority of them are carrying a lot of resentment towards black women. And so they don't like us. And they like, why we gotta help you? We don't like you. Y'all run your mouth too much. Y'all got attitude. You pop off too much. So if you get attacked, then good for your butt, because that's what you black bees get. That's how a lot of them feel. And so let's just call a thing a thing. That's why nobody stepped in to help her. They like, we not helping this ghetto black bee. She probably caused it. So why should we help her? And like the guy said, when you left a comment on social media and he told you, I'm not putting my life on the line, that's how a lot of them feel about us. They like, we not putting our life on the line for y'all. Y'all ain't worth it. Y'all ain't going to appreciate it. Y'all this, y'all that. We not doing it for y'all. For y'all hood ghetto girls. They not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Don't play it. They're not going to do that for us.
Yeah.
Because, especially if they don't like us. Now, we know that not every black man feels that way, right? But unfortunately, it's a healthy, chunk that do feel that way. And it's very sad and it's very disheartening. And I understand, you being concerned about your safety as a man and not want to put your life on the line. But do you not think those women who go out and march aren't thinking about their safety and putting that online? In general, when you step outside of your door, you're putting your life on the line. When you're getting in your car, when you're walking across the street, what I'm trying to say is you're taking a risk regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that could have been an opportunity where the other men could have checked each other. And if I was her, I would sue that establishment. Because the security...
That's definitely a lawsuit.
The security needs to be properly trained. You working in nightlife industry. People are drinking. People are probably taking substances. People are probably under the influence. And while they are adults, and they should be held responsible for themselves and their behavior, I'm not negating that. There's still certain contingencies that you need to have in place.
And there were also some women saying that the judge was wrong. Saying that, well, she was wrong because she attacked a police officer. I'm not saying that was right. Not one
she
time.
shouldn't have put her hands on a police officer.
Not one time did I say that was right.
That's not
what
okay.
I'm saying is that, to me, my opinion, everything that she did wrong supersedes the fact that she stood up for another black woman.
It's superseded by her standing up for a black.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And she got dismissed from the bench, but suspended
She's dismissed.
She's gone
by the Georgia Supreme Court.
But she's still an attorney and she's a prosecutor. She says she never lost a case, criminal or civil. So she still got it going on, and I wish her the best. Kudos to her for standing up for another black woman, something that our black men are too doggone scary to do.
Oh, Lord.
I said it and I meant it. And I said it over there on that V103 post. And you know what I did? I sent them over here. I add them at this channel so they can come over here and we can talk about it.
Again, they need to look into
potential. And y'all keep y'all hand off these black women.
All right.
Because that's your mother. That's your sister.
Or better yet,
that's your auntie.
Or better,
that's your big mama.
Or better yet, that could be your non-black female partner.
Exactly.
That could be getting attacked.
Exactly.
For those of you that say, we don't like you black bees, we don't date you. Yeah.
Okay. Now she showed her behind when she got down there, when they locked her up, whatever they did, what she did. We don't know what we would do in a situation like that. We don't know what we'll do.
Again, shame on that establishment for not training their staff properly. When you're in the nightlife industry like that, you need to have order, you need to have structure, and you need to have security and well-trained security that feel confident and competent in doing their job properly. Okay? And you need to be able to monitor,
darling.
Yes, you need to be able to monitor the environment appropriately, and they failed to do so. Okay, now moving on. Again, kudos to her to stepping up to help that young lady, because she didn't have to do so. And that young lady, she probably was exchanging words with his female.
She was.
She was popping off.
She said it was aggressive. It was an aggressive exchange
between the two women.
Right.
And somebody should have cut it off then. Like, y'all chill out. It ain't that deep. Y'all standing in line. They probably under the influence. Chill out. Chill out. That's uncalled for, okay? So we got that out the way.
And another thing I want to say, ladies, watch where you go and party.
Yes.
Okay, watch your environment. Like that judge said, she said that's not really the type of place I go to. Now, if you are in Atlanta, you know where that place is. A woman of my age, I ain't know nothing about the place. It's next door to one of my favorite stores, and I didn't even notice it. It's right next door to Trader Joe's. And I didn't even notice it until somebody told me where it was. So I don't know nothing about the place because it's not in my age category and it's not my cup of tea. So watch where you go. Watch where you go. So if something jump off, you won't be in a predicament like that. Watch where you go. Watch who you associate. Somebody said, ladies, if you go somewhere where they got baseball caps
and
on,
sneakers and jeans, leave.
And baggy jeans and white tees, get the hell on out of there.
Yes.
Watch where you go.
Right.
Because statistics show that we are not protected. Ain't nobody running to our rescue. And we saw that in that video.
And it is what it is. Don't cry for me, Argentina. We just calling it like it is.
We just saying what it is.
Like it T.I. is.
Like it is.
All right? And y'all make sure y'all hit that like button.
Watch the company that you keep. You know, watch your surroundings. If it look like a duck, it is a duck.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Now, moving on. Okay. Now, like I said, the cop shows up, right? They call the police. They're trying to explain to the cop what's going on. Yes, Simply Morgan said, definitely not my life. The cops show up. They trying to explain to him what's going on. And the security guard is holding the young lady that was assaulted, right? She's hysterical, and rightfully so. She literally got two-piece. Like, he bop, bop, bop. Like, she was a dude on the street. Like,
and he was angry.
He was like, "Be what? Be what? Bop, bop, bop. Be what? What?" Like, he fought her like she was a dude. Okay, had no problem. Now, the security guard is holding her. They're trying to calm her down. She's hysterical, and rightfully so. I mean, she just got assaulted in front of a bunch of people. And she's like, why would this dude hit me like this? Like, what is going on? Okay. So then the police officer comes up. He's trying to see what's going on. He's trying to assess the situation. And then that's when the judge runs up and she's like, let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Okay. And that's when they're alleged that she assaulted the cop.
Right.
And then when she did that, people were like, what's wrong with you, dumbass? You just assaulted a cop. You just assaulted a cop. Yeah. And I think she was so hyped up trying to help that young lady. It's like she wasn't thinking clearly. She wasn't.
And the young lady wasn't by herself. Her friend didn't even help her. Her friend said in the interview, I was looking around for somebody to come help her.
Yeah, her friend didn't even help her.
Watch who you go out with too, because everybody ain't your friend. Okay, some jump off and they duck and leave you and run and try to find help while you getting combo punched.
And her friend was a black woman. So maybe we need to take it up a notch. So it's twofold. It's the male-female dynamic, and it's the friend dynamic.
And if you scary and don't want to be in those situations like that, don't take your butt to places like that.
You right.
If you don't want to get involved, because I'm telling you, certain places bring certain spirits.
Yes.
Demonic spirits.
Yes.
I'm just saying, y'all.
Yes.
And certain energy.
Her friend was like, ooh.
Her friend was like, I was looking around. Her friend said, I was looking around to get somebody to help her.
And that's her friend's prerogative.
That's her friend's
prerogative. We all had a choice, and everybody, they had free will, and they made their choice. The judge chose to step in, and her friend chose to step out.
They kept asking the judge, you didn't know? The judge said, no, I didn't know any of those people.
Nope.
She said, I was just there on the behalf of my friend because he asked me to come. She said, I didn't know none of them people. This woman didn't know nobody. She had no connection, no nothing.
To them. She was with her own separate group of friends.
She was with her own separate group of friends. And it could have went bad for her. Thank God.
He could have turned around and start beating her.
Or the officer could have done something to her, allegedly. Thank God that it wasn't it didn't turn out as bad as it did.
Yep. Just a bunch of everybody was. To me, it looked like everybody was intoxicated and had way too much and wasn't thinking clearly. And I just feel like, I don't know if it's this summer or something with the energy, but it just seems it's a lot more aggression and tension in the atmosphere when you go out. And it's like you really have to be careful. You really have to be careful when you go out here.
And feel the vibe. Feel the energy
and who
in the room.
Hang out with.
And who you hang out with.
Yes.
Because
people are getting upset and aggressive about the most minute
and
things.
I think it has to do with the C word. I think that since we are now post C word, I think the C word really
did a number on mental health. It really did. It really did.
Shout out to Mental Health Month for men.
Yes. June is Men's Mental Health Month. And shout out to the men that are balanced. Shout outs to the men that speak up, that stand up. Shout outs to the men that don't play the blame game. Shout outs to the men that are protectors. Shout outs to them.
Shout out
because
to
we
them.
know
it's not all
not
men.
every black man is like that.
No.
But it's disheartening to see that there were black men out there that night that did not subscribe to that ideology. That's what's disheartening and upsetting.
Even if you were a black man that didn't want to get involved with, with him, you could have took the young lady aside and said, come on, honey, let's go, let's walk out. You could have diffused it just by taking her away. Because People heard them going back and forth in that line, in that food truck line. People heard them going back and forth.
But we live in a society now where people don't want to get involved because they feel like the people in them comments on V103 page, they feel like then they may potentially be unalive and they don't want to get involved. They don't want to put their life on the risk. So we live in a society now.
Go get security. Call 911.
Right. But we live in a society now where it's bystanders. We rather sit back and watch the issue go down than step in and help somebody. We like, I ain't getting involved. I'm stepping to the side. And what I'll do is I'll pull out my phone and record what's going on, rather than step in and try to diffuse the situation. People don't want to be involved. What Judge Christina Peterson did is rare in 2024. People ain't trying to interject and break up something like that and risk their life. They ain't doing that mess.
And I'm going to tell y'all something, too, about men like
Male
that.
or female, they ain't trying to do it.
Men like that will not, more than likely, not step to another man. It was a young man that told a story. Him and his young lady was at a party, right? His girl was interacting with this guy. He said he sat back. They were talking, and they were joshing around. They was talking, and somehow or another the conversation went left. And the guy got kind of, aggressive with his girl. So he said he just, for a minute, he was like, chill out, bro. Mm-hmm. He told him, he said, man, chill out with my girl. Like he should. He checked the dude for talking rough to his girl. So he said the guy just kept, popping off with his girl. So he said, man, what's up? And he said the guy went to say something. He knocked the hell out of him. So that just goes to show you, some men are just crazy. They have no regard for black women. That girl,
or other black men.
Her man was right there. He told him, man, stop talking crazy to my girl. He said the dude kept talking crazy to him.
So he clearly had no regard for him or his girl.
So he got up and knocked the hell out of him. But he stood up for his girl like he should have. Okay? And that's the way it should go. And if you in a situation and you see something getting out of control, leave. Leave. It's okay to walk away. It is okay to... I am 58 years old. I ain't walked away from a lot of stuff. Now, a lot of stuff I had. But the majority of stuff I have. Okay? It's okay to walk away. It is okay to walk... You got it.
Right. And fortune.
You got that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Right.
It's on you, bro. I'm good.
And to this comment at Cash, she just said her not getting involved was her prerogative. Why it wasn't, okay, you need to fix that typo. Why it wasn't black men's prerogative to not get involved. She had the choice to not get involved. Yes, I did say that. Physically involved. She chose not to physically get involved like Judge Christina Peterson did when she tried to pull his shirt to get him off the young lady, okay? She chose to, as Cass said, thank you, Cass, she chose to find someone, a man, to help. I do recall her saying that the friend of the young lady that was assaulted, that she went out there asking for help from men, okay? I'm saying it was her prerogative to not physically get involved and try to intercede between the young lady and her, the gentleman that assaulted her. That's what I mean by that. But yes, everybody made a choice. Those bystanders, they made a choice not to get involved.
Everybody made a choice.
Everybody made a choice. So just to clarify that.
I commend the judge for making the right choice. My opinion.
Right.
That's my opinion, and that's just the way I feel about it.
And I feel like at this point, yeah, like Toya said, you just want to argue at this point. Let's just agree to disagree. Yeah. I think because of this topic,
Did you subscribe, Fortune?
Please.
Please.
But I think when you do these topics on YouTube, you attract a lot of men that just want to argue with you. They don't really want to try to come to a resolution. They don't really want to have a mature or intelligent dialogue with you. We can agree to disagree, but you can tell it's coming from a place of combativeness. Mm. They don't really give a damn. They just want to come on
Would you
live
want
and
somebody
argue.
to combo hit your mama or your sister like that?
He don't care, Mama. He just coming to go back and forth with us. He don't care. He don't care. He just coming to antagonize. That's all it is, Mom. That's how they do on YouTube. That's all. He see at Toya, I'm just supposed to agree, get real. Yeah, he's just coming to antagonize. That's all. But anyway, I think that a greater discussion should be had amongst men and holding each other accountable. And I think a greater discussion should be had amongst women and what we need to do to prioritize our safety. And I think a greater discussion needs to be had amongst us as people of color and as just Americans in general on how to diffuse situations. I think that we have a bigger issue going on in our society that's bigger than us just being, black. I know we're talking about black thing because of this particular situation, but I think in a larger scale, we need to talk about how to resolve conflict.
We do.
And conflict resolution, because
we do.
Just you standing in line and bumping into somebody and it escalating like that's insane.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And we really have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all should be, there's further conversations that needs to be had on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
There really is. And okay, so anyway, we talk about the judge. She's trying to come to the young lady's, aid, and she, she allegedly, hits or punched the cop, and then he slapped them cuffs on her.
Yeah.
All right, and he swings it to the ground, and the wig flies off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the lace front flies off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, oh my gosh, she's a judge. You can hear people in the background screaming, yelling, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then they proceed to go. She's telling her friends, y'all get my purse. Y'all record what's going on. It's a lot of commotion. Everybody's just hysterical. And that's why I say, I know people are grown, but I really wish establishments would limit the amount of alcohol people consume. I know they grown and it's not their responsibility to babysit people, but people just don't know how to control themselves. They don't. And I don't know, do you think this situation would have escalated if it wasn't, I don't know. I don't think alcohol was to blame, but I think it definitely played a factor, and I'll just put it that way. But nonetheless, once they go ahead and the officer with Wadsworth, he arrests the judge, he puts her in the car, that's when it just really gets out of hand for her. And before we get into that, let me just say that I'm pretty sure this was obviously, it goes without saying, wasn't the judge's proudest moment. And I definitely think that, once she got in that police car, she definitely could have handled that situation differently. But in all honesty, I don't know how I would have responded if I was in her shoes. Because she just witnessed something very traumatizing. We don't know what she may have gone through in her personal life. She may have potentially dealt with, moments of aggression from the opposite sex. And so maybe it could have been triggering for her. Or maybe she had a close loved one. You just never know what people go through. So.
Well, what she said is, she said that she has defended a lot of women that have been in domestic violence. So that triggered her. She had covered a lot of domestic violence cases. Okay. So it triggered her.
Okay.
She's a judge. She's been a criminal and civil judge. She's probably heard so many domestic violence cases of women getting abused, and it probably triggered something for her. And she saw this woman getting combo punched, and it was just probably a reaction. Oh my God, he beating that woman down. For her to jump in. That's what she said in the V103 interview. It sounded like it was a trigger to see that, because she had heard so many of those type of domestic violence cases or abuse against women. So I think that's what it was for her. But the simple fact that, she risked her safety. That woman risked her safety. And now she's being charged with a felony. She's being charged with a felony. So, kudos to her.
Okay, we know you feel how you feel. Anyway, yes. You're entitled. Yes, ma'am.
Fortune, kudos to her.
No. So petty. Okay. Okay. Okay, continuing on. Okay, so once she gets in, behind the seat in the cop car, that's when it really goes off. Okay, you turn the air on. It's hot here, but anyway, that's when it really escalates. So it seems, and so when she's in the back of the police car, she's hysterical, she's upset, she's cussing up a storm, she's crying, and like I said, I've never been in a situation like that, so I wouldn't know how she felt. I wouldn't. So, you know how those situations where people are like, well, if I was in that situation, I would do that. I know I would do X, Y, and Z. In some situations, if I was in it, I would know what I would do for certain. But in that situation, I'm not for sure. I would hope I would be able to maintain my cool and conduct myself in a ethical way, but that wasn't an ethical situation. That wasn't a situation where you could remain cool. That was very traumatizing and triggering to see. So she's in the back of the car.
And they kept her in the back of that police car from 3 a.m. to 11 a.m.
because she refused to give them her name. That's why.
They rode around Atlanta with that lady in the back of the police car.
They were trying to book her. In all fairness, they were trying to book her, but she refused to give them her name. Okay. So, they ride around the cop car. She's upset. The cop, and I will say to the cop, Wadsworth, and I know some people may not agree with this, but I'm going to say it.
Yes, Cass.
Yes. I am grateful that I don't like that the cop swung her to the ground.
Yeah.
I don't like that. And I get that was probably his reaction to her allegedly, assaulting him. But even when she was in the back of the police car, I can acknowledge that he did try to show some level of patience with her. Because you can tell that she was in a state of she was hysterical, and rightfully so. She had just went through a lot, trying to help this woman, another woman that she didn't even know. And, she was going on and on about, her not wanting to give him her name, her date of birth, name dropping the people that she knew, in law enforcement, and wanting to get his badge number, and things of that nature. Now, I could tell that she was she was allegedly under the influence when she said that he was the one that attacked the lady, the cop. He was not the one that attacked the cop. It was the gentleman that did. And so, but I think because she was so amped up, and like I said, understandably so. If you see something like that, you're gonna naturally be emotional. You're gonna naturally be hysterical. And I really wish people would give her more grace in that regard. I really wish they would. And going back to the cop, I do appreciate the fact, like I said, I know some people may not agree, he was patient with her. And he was a little bit more balanced, and he was calm. And he was trying to work with her. So I can acknowledge that. I can call a thing and be logical and be balanced when it calls for it. He was patient with her, and he did give her grace. Even in moments where, she wasn't the most graceful to him. But I understand her being pissed because he swung her to the ground. He swung her to the ground. And so I understand her being upset with him.
Yeah.
Okay? But she shouldn't have, allegedly punched her. She shouldn't have hit her.
Right. She shouldn't have.
Okay? He did have grace with her. And he engaged with her a lot. Because God forbid, if it would have been another jurisdiction, I don't think they would have given her as much grace.
So if you think if it would have been outside
if
of
it
Atlanta,
was Douglas,
Cobb,
Paulding,
Paul,
Coweta, they wouldn't have allegedly they would not have given that woman as much grace. So I know this is going to sound really weird and messed up, but I'm kind of grateful that it was APD and it was ironically a black man. Okay, that she was in the back of the police car than another jurisdiction, because she did disrespect him. I'm gonna acknowledge that.
She disrespected him.
She allegedly, y'all, let's just call it a thing. Allegedly, she appeared to be intoxicated. She did.
She said she had one glass of wine.
Well, that was some strong. That was some strong wine.
She said that's not a crime. Let's see what our roster said.
Hey, Rosin Zion said the judge needs to change her friends as an officer of the court. Out with friends, which will allow me to get overly inebriated and not look out for me, is offensive. We talked about that earlier in the live, and being careful who you go out with. Totally agree, Rosin and Zion. Yes, you're right.
You're right.
You have to take accountability, and you have to be mindful of the places you go and the people you hang out with, whether you're a judge or not.
Yeah.
Because you're still a human being first.
Yeah.
And so this is a lesson learned for her. You got to be careful how you moving. And I know she said that allegedly
Glorious Love got rid of Fortune. She said, "Oh, you good." Amas don't play. She came right in and asked him out. You good.
Glorious Love said, "Oh, you left a piece of trash? Let me take this out."
Don't come in here playing. Our moms will take you out. They do not play over here. You come in here with that foolishness.
Look, y'all, they're gonna be like, you see them black men? They don't let you speak your mind. Them black women, them evil black women.
He was agitating my baby anyway.
He wasn't agitating me. You was agitated. Booga, 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 booga.
Cass said he was a debater.
Cass said he was our resident debater.
Y'all are hilarious.
Oh, we love y'all. Don't ever change. We love y'all.
We love y'all.
Oh my goodness. Glorious Love said, you better ask somebody. Oh my goodness.
God, that's too funny.
Oh my God. Bridget said, sir had to go. LOL. IDK, how Cass survived. And if anybody else want to be a mod, let us know. Simply Morgan said, poor Fortune. Cass said, LOL. Bridget said, that XXL wine. Yeah, she had that XXL wine. Okay?
Yes.
Allegedly. She is a shero, but we got to have a real conversation. Yeah. Okay? Our shero was allegedly intoxicated. Like Ross and Zion said, allegedly our shero was inebriated. And we just going to have to call a thing, y'all.
Yeah.
We appreciate her being vigilant and being a good Samaritan. But Shawty she was inebriated. Can we just keep it real? We can support somebody and still call a thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But she is shero.
Yeah.
I ain't going to take that away from that black woman. I ain't going to take it away. But my good sis, Judge Christina Peterson, it appeared that she was allegedly, heavy on the allegedly, She was intoxicated.
She said she had one glass of wine.
That was some strong wine.
And that's not a crime.
That was some strong wine, baby.
Oh, somebody say, I'm new here. Welcome.
Welcome. She is me. I'm new here. That was funny. Thank you. Thank you for the 99 cents.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Rasta and Zanya said, alcohol was a common denominator in this factor. If she wasn't overly intoxicated, the situation would have turned out differently. We did acknowledge that alcohol, it was a factor. Yes,
I'm not holding her up.
It was
no
Rasta and Zion. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You're right. Yes.
Hey, Glorious Lovely. Hey.
Glorious Love said, look, I came in here and didn't say hey.
But you came here and did it, though.
Glorious Love did her big one. She was like, ooh, y'all like a piece of trash. Let me pick this up and throw it away. Them mean black women. Booga, 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 booga. Mean black women. Okay, Cass said, okay, y'all skip my comment, but he could have cut all that short. He pretended all night like he didn't know who she was. He was told who she was early on.
Yes, okay. Yes. Because they kept saying, she's a judge. That's Christine Peterson. She's a judge.
And he was like, I don't give a damn. So, and he was being a little honorary too. He was being a butt. He was being, I can acknowledge that. He was being a butt. It's a lot of things that can be true and that at the same time.
Right.
It's a lot of factors. It's a lot of layers to this. It's like an onion. We pulling back the different layers and we kind of jumping around a little bit because it was a lot going on at one time. So y'all bear with us
that night.
So y'all bear with us and give us grace. But yes, he was being a little bit of a butt. He was. But I can also acknowledge the fact and appreciate the fact that he did have patience with her.
He did.
And again, I'll say it again. The jurisdiction that she was in, if she was in another jurisdiction, I would have really, really been concerned that it could have went differently for her. And I know she was in the car like, Lord, please don't let them unalive me. She was like, is the camera on? The camera on. If I end up being unalive, I did not unalive myself. I'm not the S word. I'm not the S word. And I get, why she said that, because
it reminds
of Sandra Bland. Okay.
Rest in peace, Sandra.
Rest in peace to Sandra Bland. So we get why she said that. Now, some people will argue that, she said that trying to use the race card. She knew they wasn't going to do nothing to her. She was just being dramatic trying to use the race. That's what some of the people saying in the comments under the 2-hour arrest video. But like you said, she didn't know that.
She didn't know that.
And I think, y'all, I think that she was in such a deep state of shock and hysteria. She was like really hyperventilating. Like she was panicking.
Mm-hmm.
And understandably,
she was having an anxiety
she was
attack.
Panicking.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was just saying all type of stuff off the wall. And while it did sound off the wall, a lot of it has happened in real life to other people. We got to acknowledge that.
And she was doing a lot of name dropping.
She was.
Call so-and-so. Call so-and-so.
And let's talk about that. She was trying to use her connections and perhaps her privilege.
Yeah.
To try to get off and get an exception to the rule. But unfortunately, what do we know?
I thought she was going to say, call my mama.
Nah, but she said call Fulton County Sheriff Patrick Labatt. And what's the other guy?
Labatt got enough going on, baby.
And what's the other guy she said call?
I don't forget.
Coley.
Yeah, Coley.
Like, I know, folks. Why do we do that at Black folk? Why do we like call?
Well, that's known in Atlanta for people to name drop.
Just a sidebar.
That's not unusual.
You right. I stand corrected.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's not unusual here.
And a lot of people had issue with that. Like, she's trying to use her status. As if others don't use their status.
Yeah, as if others don't use theirs when in time of need.
I think that's just a general overarching issue. People using status to try to wiggle their way out of situations. But I think it really bothered people because somebody like her is trying to use their status.
Right. Right.
Now, she should have told him, play with your mama, don't play with me? Absolutely not.
No, she shouldn't have said that.
She shouldn't have said that. It was like, in a way, she was kind of becoming the antagonizer, and he was trying to explain to her, hey, this is why you're being arrested, this is what you're going to be charged with. And for the first 30 to 60 minutes, she wouldn't even let the man speak.
Right.
He was like, ma'am. She was like, no, 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 no. And I just want to say, sis, shh. But sis was.
She kept asking, what am I being charged for? And did you all notice how the charges changed? First it was a misdemeanor, then it turned into a felony. What was up with him changing the charges?
Do you think allegedly that may have happened because of her dialogue, the way she was talking to him?
And once they found out who she was?
What y'all think in the comments? It was just so much going on and so many pieces and this and this. Y'all let us know what y'all think. Let's catch up on these comments. Let's see. Rasta and Zion said, I believe the alcohol along with her existing situation just took over her. We all have breaking points. Good point. Let's talk about that, Rasta and Zion. She talked about how she's going through a lot in Douglas County, and how let's give her props. She's the first elected black judge and the first female black judge to be elected to
by the people
probate judge in Douglas County. She's a history maker. We ain't gonna take that away. We gonna acknowledge it. We ain't gonna take that away from sis. And so, based off of her interview with V103 Atlanta, the radio station, it seems like she's really going through a lot of things on her job, and that she believes that, she's allegedly being set up, and that her colleagues in the court system, or the local government in Douglas County, are allegedly trying to set her up or sabotage her because they don't want her on the bench. Now, from what I hear, some people are saying that she hasn't been the best judge. There's some things that she has done allegedly that are unethical or inappropriate. Whereas she says that these people just have it out for me. Mm-hmm. And they don't like it that I'm calling them to the carpet. So because I'm calling them to the carpet, they're trying to get me off the bench. Yeah. They've done everything they can. She even alleged that she was driving in the car one day with her adopted or foster baby, and her car caught on fire. So basically, this woman is saying that she's been through a lot since she's been a probate judge at Douglas County, and that she believes that these people are working against her because they really wanted to get her off the bench. They felt like she wasn't a good fit and she didn't belong, and that she felt like it had to do with race and her gender. And so, to your point, Rasta and Zion, she is going through a lot. She's fighting. She's having to advocate for herself. And I know there are a lot of us in this chat, and the people who are going to watch the replay, that can attest to this, being in work situations. I've been in work situations where I have had people who did not look like me intentionally trying to sabotage me and try to get me fired because I was a black woman in a leadership position. I was younger than them. I'm a woman, and I'm black. And they didn't like that. And they did underhanded things and sneaky things to try to sabotage me and to get me fired.
And I almost showed up.
So I understand that. That's a real thing. Now, is that 100% what she's going through in Douglas County? According to her, it is. Some people may say differently, but that's her story, and she's saying that it is.
Right.
And so that's a lot of pressure. When you go through something like that, that's a lot of pressure. Yeah. It's hurtful. It's disheartening. It causes a lot of stress, a lot of worry, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, because you're constantly on edge and you feel like you're constantly having to watch your back and look over your shoulder. And that takes a huge, it impacts your mental health greatly, and your emotional health and your physical health when you're under that insurmountable amount of pressure, because you feel like everybody is coming at you from every angle and you don't know who you can trust or who has your back. and you are constantly feeling like you have to dot your I's and cross your T's, and that can be very stressful. And I think that, you know, she, to me, it low-key sound like she got PTSD and it's messing with her mental, because it looked like she really going through hell and back in Douglas County with them folks.
Yeah.
To me, that's what I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, so I'm gonna say allegedly is what it looked like. I know we have some mental health professionals that are part of our dynamic family, so y'all let us know what y'all think. But it sounds like she got some work PTSD. She was already going through something traumatic and highly stressful, so that's probably why she was, you know, wanting to go out and wanting to have a work-life balance and enjoy herself and have a little drinky drink allegedly, so she can knock the edge off and decompress, because she's going through hell in her personal career. In her professional career, excuse me.
But me,
in her professional life.
Me personally,
and it's taking a huge impact on her.
I wouldn't have went to that place. I don't care if my friend would have invited me.
You right.
In that position.
You right.
Hell, it's certain places I don't go now.
And we ain't no judge.
But I you know, I have credentials, and I work for.
And you have something
I'm
to
in the
lose.
healthcare industry.
And you have something to lose.
And you know, I get all kind of background checks on me, so you know, it's just certain places that I just will not go.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't have went.
Yeah. Let me see. Cass said, well, in my opinion, he had the higher level of responsibility because he was acting in the capacity of his job and she was a civilian at the time. Yeah, I definitely think police officers, they take an oath and they have to subscribe to a certain conduct and hold themselves to a higher standard. So I won't refute that. Cass said, I watched the video, but I didn't read the comments tied to it. I can imagine what they were saying. Yeah, they were awful. You ain't missing nothing. They were pretty awful.
They were bad.
She is me said, exactly. Rest in power, Sandra Bland. Absolutely. Rest in power, Sandra Bland. Yes. Cass said the officer was able to repeat the name she threw out, but he conveniently couldn't recall her name.
Exactly.
Because her friend was like, Christina. And fun fact, she was on the show Ready to Love on the OWN network. She was on the Atlanta season. I think she was on season 1 or 2, but she was a contestant, the judge, and her friend was too. So yeah. Cass T said, hi Sammy and Fifi, I'm real late. I will have to rewind. Hey Cass T. Gloria's Love said, you got to recognize that your position may require that you behave in a certain manner, even off duty. Yes. Yeah, she also took an oath, and she has been
down at the Red Martini.
Right, she's held to a higher standard. And y'all, I've actually seen the judge out in person at another lounge in Atlanta, and she was looking very classy, babe. She's cute. She's a cute little petite woman. I've seen her out before, actually 2-3 weeks ago, before this incident. I've seen her around Atlanta.
So how was she conducting herself then?
Like, she's a boss chick and she classy base. Like a queen.
And she wasn't
strutting around.
She wasn't in nobody's face. Being aggressive.
She wasn't. But I don't know if she had a drink. But I'm gonna leave that alone. But she looked very nice. I've seen her out physically in person. Yeah, I've seen her. Y'all know I like to be outside occasionally in these ATL streets.
But you don't go to places like
I don't go to that. I ain't going to no Red Martini, baby. I ain't doing that. Like you said, I don't go nowhere. I don't go nowhere where the dress code where the dress code allows you to wear fitted baseball caps, jeans, and tennis shoes. That's a lounge or a restaurant. I don't go nowhere like that. If it's not a sports bar, I'm not going to an environment where alcohol is being served and people are allowed to dress in that manner, unless it's like a sports bar. That's different. And I don't even do sports bars too much anyway. Let me see. Rasta and Zion said the charges are misdemeanor. If the officer was there as a security officer versus a police officer, they can't charge her for a felony assault.
Okay. And
shout outs to Pam, the law intellect. She was talking about that too. I don't know if we know for sure if that officer was serving as a security officer. I think he was serving as a police officer, I think, because he pulled up to the scene. So you know how some establishments you go to in nightlife and they have a police officer already there. Like they may be right next to the bouncer as they're like scanning you with the security wand and checking you. I don't think he was already there. I think that officer had pulled up. So I think he entered that situation as a police officer versus a security guard, allegedly, based off of the body cam footage. Simply Morgan said, I believe she has to be accountable for her own actions, and she is not. I do think in her interview with V103, she could have took a little bit more accountability.
And that's what people were saying in the comments.
I'll give you that.
She could have. I think she could have taken a little bit more accountability.
In her interview with V103, she was kind of around it. She like, and she could have been a little bit more accountable. You're right, Simply Morgan. She could have, yes.
But you all gotta understand that this is a black woman in a high position. When we are in positions like that, just outside of politics, you don't know how you have to have a certain demeanor about yourself, because people will try you. People will try a black woman. I'm just saying. I see it every day. I work with some very intelligent black women that make money, move money, for one of the largest healthcare systems in the state of Georgia, probably in the country.
Definitely in the Southeast.
Definitely in the Southeast. But when they get in the room with their counterparts that are like this and not like this, they have to come with it, or they will get gaslighted. They will gaslight them to the end. So as a black, I get her demeanor and why she feels like that she has to come off like that, because she feels like she has been attacked, by these people in Douglas County. And just being in Atlanta, being in the state of Georgia for so long and working in different areas and living in different counties, what she's saying that has happened to her in that county, I kind of believe some of it. I really do.
It's not far-fetched.
Allegedly, I believe it. I believe that now she has experienced something to that effect.
Yeah, we're not taking that away. I don't know. But we ain't taking it away from her. We not.
So she feels like, and she could have held herself more accountable for the way she was acting. Her behavior was unacceptable. Now, maybe it was the one
with the officer, but not for taking up for that young lady. No, ma'am. Now, she didn't have to tell the officer, try your mama, don't try me. She didn't have to say, don't touch me. She went too far. She didn't have to say that.
Yeah, she went too far.
She didn't have to say, you look like the N-word that tried to F with me or try to talk to me. And you heard the officer, he said, never. Like, baby, I would never try to talk to you. I thought that was hilarious and petty. I was like, y'all need to stop. This is why they don't take us serious. Y'all need to do better and maintain the professionalism. She was like, you look like this type of N-word. They tried to talk to me. He was like, never.
Never.
That
was a hard never.
I was like, y'all grow up. Y'all stop showing out. Why we gotta show out? Stop it. But anyway, okay, let me see. Rasta and Zion said, I'm proud of you ladies. You are handling this controversial topic very well, especially the critics. Thank you.
Rasta. Thank you for
your
gentleman.
Support. You're a gentleman. Yes. Our resident gentleman, Rasta and Zion.
Yes.
We had a resident debater, and now we got our resident gentleman. Okay, Rasta and Zion. All right, AW said, I don't live in Atlanta, but it was sad the judge had to take up for that woman, but all those men were there and didn't grab that punk that hit that girl. Why didn't the man get arrested for assault? Right. And I feel like it was so much commotion around what was going on with the women that the man was just able to skirt away. It was like the attention was no longer on him, and that even the victim, the attention was no longer on the victim. At that point, everything just turned on the judge. And hence here, we're more so talking about the judge than we are the victim and the her attacker.
And what's going to be done to help her get through this process of being attacked? And why didn't they go after the young man that attacked her? What happened with that? Where is he
They
at?
say they looking into it. That's what they say.
She can press charges. She can press charges if she can find out who he is.
Let's see. Call me darling said, I know that's right, Mama Fifi. I'll be ready to show up for mine too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Let's see. Bridget said exactly. Should have used better judgment on her surroundings. That was not the place for her. No. No. It was Rasta and Zion said, right on, Sammy. This is a troll. Let me see. Leo Vibe said, hey ladies,
Hey.
How late am I? No worries. You
No worries.
about an hour and 14 minutes late, but you
We ain't gonna keep y'all long because we know y'all want to watch the debate
tonight. Yeah, it comes on at what, 9?
Nine.
And the debate is here in ATL. Something about Atlanta. What is it on Atlanta? Pray for Atlanta, y'all. Pray for us in Atlanta.
Atlanta is popping.
It's a lot going on. Pray for us in Atlanta, y'all. It's just too much going on.
And then we got Andre as the mayor.
We're going to leave that alone. Call Me Darling said, yeah, it's a no for me. I don't do ratchet environments. Neither do I. For that very reason. Cheyenne G said, Red Martini, let me add that to my Atlanta hood tour. Not the Atlanta hood tour, Cheyenne G. You a mess.
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious. So yeah, don't go to Pittsburgh. Go to Red Martini on your hood tour. That's hilarious. Cass said at Leo Vibes, child, Glorious Love came up in here and threw out the toxic waste. Oh well, LOL. Right. Glorious Love said, oh, it's some trash in here. Let me pick up this trash.
Don't play.
Trash, be gone.
Gloria said, don't be playing in here. I got this. Y'all hold up. I got it.
Okay.
I love it.
Glorious Love said, nowhere where you come out to the food truck. Yes, ma'am. I'm not going nowhere where it's 3 a.m. and I gotta come outside to go into the food truck for hot dogs. That was the first red flag. That was the first red flag. Okay? So I gotta leave the establishment to walk outside and go to the food truck for some unhealthy hot dogs
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
That was
2
a red
o'clock
flag.
in the morning. And she said that something we probably shouldn't have been out there getting.
And everybody walking around in they Tory Burch flip-flops and they Jordans and Nike tennis shoes. No. Take me to the classy base. Take me to the rooftop events where they got the dress code and where they do thorough security check. That's where I likes to go. Yeah. Because it's nice, it's safe, it's classy based. They don't play that hippity hops, sexy red mess. They play the 90s R&B, maybe a little reggae, and you just have a good time. And then you go home and you make it home safely in the grace of God to your family. That's what constitutes as a good time. And I'm 31 years old saying that as a millennial. It ain't nothing but foolishness. At 3 a.m., ain't nothing going on but foolishness.
My nail tech is 23 and she like, it's rough in Atlanta.
Yes, you have to be careful.
She's not even trying to go out like that.
You have to be careful. You got to be careful, y'all. It's rough like that anywhere, but especially in a major city like this that's hot and popping and everybody want to come here because they want to be in the mix and they want to do this, they want to do that. You have to be careful. Let me see. Simply Morgan said, absolutely. She is me said, yep. Cass said, nothing but the truth, Fifi. Rasa and Zion said, she still was within the law. She took a sworn oath to protect and serve. She was really coming to the aid of a citizen. Yes, she was. And she said that in her interview. And we linked that on our community tab for those of y'all who haven't checked out her interview that she did yesterday with V103, a local radio station here. Rasa and Zion also said she was really coming to the aid of a citizen. Sorry, ladies, for being all over the chat. The situation was very disturbing. No, you're fine. No worries. No need to apologize.
We like your input, Rasta.
Right, right. She is me said she was definitely intoxicated speaking like that. She definitely will. Yeah, my good sis.
She said she had one glass of wine, and that's not a crime.
Say it again.
She said she had one glass of wine, and that's not a crime. But what is a crime is for you to put your hands
That's
on
a
somebody
crime.
else. That's what she said.
That's a crime. For you to, the way that man, boop, 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 that's a crime. That's a crime. Bridget said, and docks to the tour, that place is a mess. Yes. Add docks to the tour, yeah.
That's on your spot.
That's on your spot. Yes, yes, yes. Ross and Zion said, real men don't hit women. I can't imagine putting my hand on a queen that has taken so much abuse from the oppressors, from rape, incest, etc.
Yes.
Says a lot about Red Martini menu. Yes. 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 And that's what we saying. We know that not every man acts that way. We're going to say it again for the slow people in the back, because we know they're going to, so we're going to say it again. I have a black father in my life that does not go around punching women in the face. Okay? So we know that's not every black man. We have uncles, we have cousins that don't move that way. So we know that. But we need more of the men that don't move that way to start checking the men that do. Because as women, we could sit up here on YouTube, and I think one of the trolls said, oh, this is a black woman rant. That's all they do on YouTube. And we can sit up here and talk all day, even though we ain't ranting, we spitting knowledge. Thank you very much. We still need action as a people. We can have these debates or these discussions all we want, but action has to take place. And we really need men to hold other men accountable, regardless of what race you are. Because it's not just happening with women, black women. It's happening with all women. Mm-hmm. And we need men to check other men. We need men to hold other men accountable. Yeah, we really do.
We do.
And as women, we should not be putting our hands on men. You shouldn't be mushing a man. You shouldn't be putting your fingers in a man's
and
face.
All antagonizing a man.
You should not antagonize a man. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't do it as women. So I think the same way we as women should hold each other accountable. Yeah. I want to see men hold each other accountable. Yeah. And that's all I'm asking. And I think that's a mature and balanced approach to have.
Right.
And we need more conflict resolution skills. So when we get angry and we feeling testy with each other, we can emotionally regulate. We can regulate our nervous system. Because it's no need for you to be that amped up. Mm-hmm. Y'all out enjoying y'all Thursday night, having a good time. Why you so amped up like that? It was unnecessary.
Yeah.
That energy. Let me see. Cass said, I don't mind having debates, but I hate when folks make things personal. Stay on the damn topic and speak to the issue. Yeah, she's talking about Fortune was trying to get personal. Yeah, he was getting in his feelings. He that lets you know that he's not a strong debater. When people start to attack your personal identity or your personhood, Cass, when you're having a debate, that's a sign that you know you've gotten them. And that lets you know that they're not really a worthy opponent. And that's basically that individual showing their hand to you, Cass. Because they're getting personal. Because they can't maintain operating at that higher intellectual level to read you for filth from an intellectual standpoint. So they got to go low, Cass, and talk about your personhood. That's a sign of weakness. And so when I see that when I'm debating a person, I instantly know, ooh, I got you. Because now you going personal. Because you're out of words. You don't have any more logic left in you. So now you're operating out of emotion and out of your ego. You're not thinking logically anymore because now you're in your feelings. Right. And so it's clouding your skills to be able to effectively debate me. So now I know I got you. That's a giveaway. That's a quick way to show your hand. And if you're debating, you never want to do that. You never want your opponent to see that they're getting the best of you. You always want to keep a good poker face and not get caught up in your emotions, because then they can see, okay, I know where you're weak at. Now I know what triggers you, and now I'm gonna really hone in on it. So That's another lesson. But anyway, like I said, she shouldn't have been talking to him crazy. I don't know. Our good sis went into Proud Boys, the I word. We ain't gonna say that. It was just all over the place.
That
and then
V103 interview? Or
no,
in the car?
The car. Mm-hmm. The arrest video. Then she was praying to God, saying, God, please help me. She was praying for the man. Mm-hmm. She said, God don't play about her. The last person that did her dirty, she said they were unalive 30 days later. She was just going on. And I think, too, you know, yes, she should be held accountable for her behavior. But I also think, I'm going to say it again, she's dealing with PTSD. And I think she... Allegedly. And if she doesn't have the mental health professional in her life, she definitely needs to get one.
For sure.
Because I think there's something going on.
For sure.
And it's okay to get help. She's from what she's describing, what she's going through at Douglas County, that's very traumatizing. Mm-hmm. Do you know how hard this woman had to work to become a probate judge? And she's
at 38.
She's that's young. And for her to have a 100% success rate, like never losing a case, that's hard work. That's high achiever. And we know a lot of times when you have women, especially black women of color, who are high achievers, who are hard workers, you know, that's stressful. Mm-hmm. That type A personality, mm-hmm. you know, mm-hmm. to be the best that you can be, that's a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. So I really hope that she's taking care of her mental. Do I think she should take accountability for her behavior? Absolutely. But I'm really sending that sis positive energy, and I hope that she gets the help, because I really think she could use a good therapist or counselor to talk to. Mm-hmm. Because this woman is going through a lot. And like I think it was Rasta and Zion said, it looked like she reached her breaking point. It really looked like she just snap, you know? Because mm-hmm. it's just a lot of things just building up on her. She's carrying a lot.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah.
Because she's working in, you know, the legal system. That's a very high stress job. Just like people who work in the medical field. That's high stress. Mm-hmm. You know? So it's just so many aspects of this situation.
It is.
It really is.
It is. That we can look at and break down. It really is. And, you know, and I think you brought up a good point where we are focusing on the judge and what she went through. But I want to, you know, give some degree of attention to the victim, because that young lady was definitely a victim.
Yeah. And
I don't care what she said to this young man and his girlfriend, he had no right to put his hands on her. So this woman is a victim, and I hope she gets justice.
And he could have said, back up. No. And we ain't doing this. He could still say, no, you're not gonna put your hand on my girl. Back up, shawty. Back up. Hey, security, come get her. Mm-hmm. Shawty tripping. She trying to fight my girl. I can't go for that. Back up, shawty. Mm-hmm. You ain't had the two-piece. You could have back up, shawty. Hey, security, come get shawty. That's how we talk down here in Atlanta, y'all. Come get shawty. You ain't gonna put your hand on my girl now, shawty. Back.
Yeah.
Let me see what y'all say in these comments. Okay. AW said, if he hit a random woman like that, he is probably hitting his girlfriend the same way. Ooh. You ladies always spit facts. That's why I love this channel. That's a good point, AW.
That's a good point.
AW
That's
said,
not the first time, because he did that too comfortably, didn't he?
AW said, if he hit a random woman like that, he is probably hitting his girlfriend the same way.
Yes.
You ladies always spit facts. That's why I love this channel. Wow. Cheyenne G said, now that's a word. Mm-hmm. Bridget said, Fortune was in a back room somewhere for certain.
Cass said he in his great auntie's basement. Not the basement, Cass. Cass and put him down in
in that bathroom in the basement. Oh, that's hilarious. Bridget said, yes, Cass, plaid boxer energy.
Yes.
Cass said at Bridget with one of those old school t-shirts that Pop used to wear with the beer belly. Let me see. Glorious Love said Samuel. Let me see. Or J Money. Who we talking about? I don't know. Let me see. Cass T said yes, true. But yeah, y'all. And so, you know, again, if you guys haven't seen the full 2-hour arrest, it's in our community tab. You know, I'm not gonna draw it out any further, but basically, once she gets arrested, she, like Fifi said, they had her for 7 hours because we taking accountability. She refused to give the officer her name and date of birth.
And why y'all think she refused to do that?
Because she a judge. And she probably is paranoid.
And she was wrong for
set
that.
up.
And that's a good point.
Yeah, she probably paranoid, thinking it's a setup. Like, oh, y'all know who I am. That's why she kept saying, you can Google me. You know who I am. It was just a lot going on.
Thursday morning of last week, early in the morning.
It was just a lot going on. So they go back and forth for the 7 hours. And then eventually they're able to book her. And she's able to, you know, bond out.
So now she got to go down.
And let's talk, even the officer Wadsworth, he was kind of like laughing at her. He was like, dang. He was like, and then he was mumbling under his breath like, they drinking too much. Even he intimated that he thought she was intoxicated. And he started laughing when she was like, you beat a bee to the ground, and that man, you beat her. And he was like, no, I did not beat her. He was like, I don't think you're confused. You don't understand what happened. So I think he could tell too that something was obviously off.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately she thought it was him.
Yeah.
The judge thought that he was the one that attacked the young lady when it was the other gentleman with his female companion that attacked the young lady. So it was just like, he was kind of like giggling at the judge too, though. But then you could also tell he was getting really annoyed with her. But like I said, he did try to exhibit patience with her.
He did.
As he should. He did his job.
And he made sure he had that camera on.
He did. Now, was it giving a sprinkle a little a-hole? Yeah. But he did his job, and I get it. He just trying to do his job and make it home safely. We understand that not all police officers are bad.
He made his pay that night.
Yeah.
He earned it that night for sure.
Because if I get in trouble, I'm a dial to 911. I'm going to keep it real. I am. I'm going to call the police if I need help, and I hope that they will help me. So we know not all police officers are bad. So we putting that out there too. We know they're not. And you know, even though he was a little bit of an a-hole to her, she was an a-hole. She was an a-hole to him too. He did it, from what we can see off the body cam, he did do his job.
Yeah, he did.
You know, was he an a-hole with her? Yeah. Was he being a little petty with her? Yeah. But for the most part, it appears that he did it by the book. Now, more information could come out and that could change, but based off of what we've seen, it appears that he did it.
He did.
Let me see. Glorious Love said, that's me looking at the trolls in the chat. Oh, okay. Let me see. She is me said 3 a.m. in the morning. She didn't have no court proceedings till 10 at 9 a.m.
Exactly. She should have left that party at 10, 11.
10, really.
She should have came in and said, hey to her friend, I gotta go.
But I don't think the Red Martini, if I'm not mistaken, the Red Martini don't open up till 9, or is it the Whiskey, or is it Whiskey Mistress? It's either the Whiskey Mistress or Red Martini. One of those clubs don't open up until 7 p.m. and then the other one doesn't open up until like 9. But they both close around 3 a.m. So it looked like the club was about to wrap up anyway by the time that incident occurred, which is probably why a lot of people out there were so intoxicated.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, the judge has since, all of this has taken place. She's been removed from the bench by Georgia Supreme Court, the Georgia Supreme Court. So she is not able to run for judge or serve as a judge in the state of Georgia for 7 years. And so when she was doing her interview with V103 yesterday on the Big Tigger Morning Show, Big Tigger was like, so what's next? And she was like, I do acting, I do singing, among other things. So I'm going to be pursuing those passions. So that seems to be what the judge is going to be doing next. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Let me see. Rasta and Zion said he wrote in his report that he was pushed on the scene. He said he was punched, hit.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I knew it was, that's what I'm saying. He had his hand in it too. That's why I say he was acting like an a-hole too, because certain things he was changing. So I don't know, maybe he decided to try to lessen the blow in the report by saying he was pushed as opposed to being punched and hit, to try to throw her a bone, maybe to give her a little grace. Because why you switching it? If you was punched, say you've been punched and just stick with it.
Yeah.
If you was pushed, say you was pushed and just stick with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think, y'all, in the chat? Do you think he reduced it from being punched / hit to being pushed to try to give her a little grace? But then, if he really wanted to give her grace, he wouldn't have pressed no charges.
Yeah.
So maybe I answered my own question with that. And I think she hurt his feelings too a little bit, because she was talking that talk. She was getting in that air. Y'all know how lethal some of our mouths can be. I'm going to acknowledge that too.
Yeah.
But that don't give nobody no right to put their hands on you.
Y'all keep your hands to yourself.
That mouth can be lethal. Glorious Love said, hit the like, y'all. Yes, hit the like button. In the upper right-hand corner, there are 3 dots. Click on the 3 dots and hit the like. In the upper right-hand corner, there are 3 dots. Hit the like button. Cass said, being in his feelings instead of trying to find out what really happened on the scene, even with all the people trying to tell him. Right. People were running up to him trying to explain.
Yeah.
They
were.
And he could have stopped and listened, but I think once he had that contact with her and he was hit / punch / and or pushed, it just shut it down. And he was like, screw trying to hear the story out. You going to jail. You going to jail. You're going to jail. He wasn't trying to hear nothing at that point. And then, it's just stressful all around for all parties.
It is.
She going through what she going through on her job. He's a police officer. A lot of every day they putting their life at risk. They don't know if they're gonna make it home at night.
Yeah.
They trying to do things by the books, but it's a lot going on.
Shout out to all the police officers.
The good ones.
The
ethical ones. So it's just a lot. Glorious Love said, trolls hit the like before you leave. Yes. Exactly. Cass said, I bet he wouldn't have done a white woman like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
If it was Karen, it probably would have looked a little bit differently. Yeah. Ain't gonna negate that. Ain't gonna refute it. Cause we seen them turn up too.
Oh yes.
We've seen them turn up too on the police, and things have gone differently for them. So a point was made, Cass. A point was made. It's a valid point. It's very, very valid. Very valid.
And wasn't there recently?
I can't argue that.
A public figure, a Caucasian woman that was being pulled over by the police.
They told her to pull over and she kept driving.
And they asked her why she ain't stopped. She said, because I didn't feel like it.
She drove. She pulled right into her garage and they followed her.
And she was a public figure. She was
a white woman
of the courts.
She was a public. She was She was a court court officer. Yeah, she was an officer of the court as well. Yes. Yeah. Cass said at Fortune wouldn't have liked that comment.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, y'all. We gonna let y'all go get ready for this debate.
Yeah, we know the presidential debate is coming on, and I know a lot of people want to watch that. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up tonight, y'all. But thank you guys for joining us. If you like our channel, you like what we stand for, please be sure to like this video. Also, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join the Dynamic Family Gang. Let's read these last few comments. Rasta in Zion says she attended the UGA School of Law. She's obviously educated because because the minority success rate for that law school is really low. I wish the victim and her the best. Yes. And it looks like she actually knows Phaedra Parks, who also is a UGA law school alumna as well.
Yeah.
So she has that energy, that Phaedra Parks energy. When I saw her out in person, she had that vibe for sure.
Yeah.
Cass said catch the phone calls from prison. Replay call with Dre from November 2023. Yeah, we'll talk about that on Saturday. Yep. That's what we'll discuss on Saturday. But we wanted to switch it up tonight. And talk about something else, because I know a lot of people, getting tired of the Ernesto call and anticipating the trial. People are ready to start talking about the trial, the upcoming trial. So yeah, some people are getting a little tired of the phone call. So we wanted to switch it up. This was a really, really controversial and very interesting topic, full of many layers. And I think this whole situation allows us to look at majority of the parties involved, their point of view, their perspective, and the different roles that each of them played, and that how each of them could have all done things differently, and how important it is to take accountability for yourself, and how important it is to hold yourself to a high standard regardless of who you are, and to be mindful of the company you keep. For sure. And also about having courage and being brave to stand up for people.
Right.
Even when no one else can. That takes a lot of courage.
Yes.
That takes a lot of strength.
Yes.
So I acknowledge that in Judge Peterson, and I revere that, and I give her kudos for that, because how many of us, even on this live or watching this replay, would do the same? Most people wouldn't. If you see another person in distress, whether they're male or female, black, white, most people would just stand by and watch that person be in distress and wouldn't help them at all, regardless of your race, color, creed, age, sex, gender. They wouldn't help. So I think if anything, if we take it off of the whole black man, black woman thing, we look at it on a bigger scale, it's showing us how much of a mental health crisis we're in as a country. It's showing us how we deal with interacting with each other, how we have a huge bystander problem in our country, and just security, how businesses are ran, how things are structured, especially in the nightlife industry. Police and civilian interactions. So it's just a lot of different themes that we see going on in this situation.
And how your safety is at risk when you go to these establishments. Look around.
And you think you're safe, but you're not.
And you're
just because
not.
you see security there doesn't mean you're safe. That's another thing, yeah. Let me see. Call Me Darling said, have a good night, ladies. You too. Rasta and Zion said he would have hit Karen. His hashtag would be in jail. Great show, ladies. Yes.
Thank you, Rasta.
If he would have hit Karen, he would have been locked up. It would have went differently. Yes. Thank you, Bridget. Have a great night. She Is Me said, seems like people who work in the courts in Atlanta be turned up.
Yeah. Atlanta got a lot going on.
Atlanta is its own special place. Like Florida and everywhere else in the world. I'm going to just say everywhere else in the world. Cass said at Ross and Zion, the officer would have handled Karen differently as well.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, y'all.
Thanks to our mods.
Thanks
We
to our
appreciate you
mods.
all.
Thank you. Thank you, Cass. Thank you, Glorious Love. Thank you. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great
Toya
night.
was in here.
Yes. Thank you, Toya. Y'all have a great night. Take care, and we'll see y'all Saturday. Peace.
Bye, y'all. We appreciate you all.
Bye.
Thanks for all your support.
Yes, us black women ranting. Booga 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 booga.
And I'm still working on loading the t-shirts. I almost got it figured out. Just give me a second.
Bye, y'all. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it together.